Handesson Ferreira versus Serbian Steel, Bojan Velickovic.
I think Bojan's going to do a little better this season. He hasn't been run over by a car.
Literally
hit by a car last season.
Literally, people hit by a truck, Bojan Velickovic. He went up in the mountains, he came back out of the mountains, he got hit by a truck and still had to come to our PFL cage. Oh, and then he ran into last year's welterweight champion, Magomed Karimov, twice.
That's the worst luck ever, huh? But here's the thing. He got hit by a truck and he still showed up to fight. He didn't have to get in the cage.
Yeah.
But he did. And he performed.
There's his opponent, Handesson Ferreira. What are we expecting from him?
Well, he's been at ATT since his loss in the semifinals, and he says two things that he's picked up there is that his ground has gotten better, but he's also patient now. He's got some patience about him. We know he's aggressive. We know he has some power. He likes to come after you. He wants to put some pressure on Bojan Velickovic, so if he has the patience and he puts that pressure, Velickovic might break.
Formerly known as Crazy Boy, he was debating dropping that moniker because he doesn't feel so crazy anymore. Here's our tail of the tape. Virtually identical, except a 2-inch reach advantage for Bojan Velickovic. We'll see if it plays into this fight at all. Lilian Garcia gets us started once again in welterweight action.
For 3 rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, with a background in judo, standing at 6 feet tall, with an official weigh-in of 170 pounds. This veteran has 26 professional bouts, with a record of 16 victories, 8 defeats, and 2 draws. Fighting out of Novi Sad, Serbia, here is Bojan Serbian Steel Velickovic. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, with a background in kickboxing, standing at 6 feet even, with an official weigh-in of 170 pounds. In 16 professional bouts, he has a record of 13 victories, 2 defeats, and 1 draw. Fighting out of João Pessoa, Brazil, here is Handesson Crazy Boy Ferreira. And your referee in charge, Yves Loving.
Step back.
Two tough welterweights. We already mentioned Bojan Velickovic ran against Maga twice last year, and it was eventual runner-up Ray Cooper that knocked out Handesson Ferreira. So these guys with unlucky draws in season 1, can they improve their standing in season 2? 6 points on the line as we get started here.
Basically, this would be the 3rd place fight if the tournament was a medal competition.
It's a great point, Eve. The southpaw Serbian Steel, Bojan Velickovic in the blue trunks, Ferreira in the silver. Oh, body kick there by Ferreira.
He felt that, but he's not showing it. That's great.
Velickovic attempts to jab his way out of it. And then a left hand, jab to the body.
Much more patient Ferreira this season.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Well, you mentioned the change in training camps, and he switches stances here. Back to orthodox now.
All kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
He went from Pitbull Brothers down in Brazil to ATT, as you mentioned. Didn't even go back to Brazil after season 1 was over. Just straight down to South Florida. Big body kick again. That's 3 he's thrown now.
Back at him.
Velickovic looks to answer there.
Good footwork by Velickovic. He stays in his face.
Body and then head up. Love your face, bro.
Feint on a shot there, and a 1-2 doesn't land. Angle uppercut just missed for Bojan Velickovic, and he pushes Ferreira back right in front of us against the cage.
You're going to recycle. His hits are going to move towards us. Now, lock's broken. Sag on that right side. Sag on that right side.
The old shoulder punch.
Shoulder punch.
Find that head position.
A little dirty boxing tactic. Where would they come up with such a thing?
You know, I've never seen it implemented successfully, Randy. Actually, last year in the light heavyweight division, we saw someone's jaw broken with that.
That's right.
Rashid Yusupov, who was kind of an early favorite, knocked out of the season with a broken jaw. You hear the reaction from the crowd on that kick there. Inside leg kick to respond from Bojan Velickovic.
The ones that slap like that sound good. It's the ones that thud that really hurt.
Like that first one that landed.
Yes, exactly.
But I think that
low
slapping
calf
one
kick.
left a mark on the back of Velickovic's lat, his left lat. Look at that. Red.
Saw Velickovic fake the shot and then come over the top with a right hand, but Handesson Ferreira was eyes open, avoided it.
Great footwork. Good sprawl, move back, control that distance very, very well.
Calf kicks being exchanged here. We've seen those things come back into fashion in the MMA world.
Absolutely.
Nice combo there from Ferreira. And another big body kick. Every time Velickovic moves to his left.
Oh, we got a poke in the eye. Velickovic got a poke in the eye. He was trying to get the referee's attention.
The referee did
Ferreira
not
smelled it. The referee didn't see it.
Discipline right now. Discipline right now.
Tense moment there for Bojan Velickovic. Looking for a little help from the referee. Did not get it. And Ferreira, like he should, trying to pounce on it.
Jumped on there.
Back to what you do.
Don't like this Velickovic putting his hands down like that. You got to respect the power of Ferreira. If you've watched him fight before, he has the ability to put it on you.
And not just the power, but the speed, Randy. Big leg kick from Ferreira. Catches Bojan's kick and knocks that base right out from under him with a big kick and finds himself on top to close out round number 1 here. 45 seconds. Can Velickovic get up? Grabs the underhook correctly. Can he work up against the cage here, Eve?
He's going to try to stand here. I think he's going to look to circle and find a way back to his feet here.
What he needs to do is clear that right arm.
Yeah, he's got that seat belt, almost a seat belt. He's kind of over the top on it.
Exactly. He's got to punch it to his right. Now he's got to get his knees in between both of them, but he goes to a closed guard. From this position, he's not standing up.
Yeah, I think that's a wrong tactic. Open your feet, create some space, use your hips.
There's that 10-second clapper. A couple of big punches late here from Ferreira. Round 2 when we return in welterweight action. Big punch. If you're just tuning in here on ESPN Plus, that's not just any cage, that's the PFL Smart Cage. Tonight, we're introducing fighter tracking technology. We track strike speed. You can measure fighter performance throughout the night. The Smart Cage is one more way that the PFL is changing the game.
Step back, sir. Thank you. Step back.
Handesson Ferreira in the silver trunks. Bojan Velickovic in the blue. Welterweight action here. 5 points still on the line with a nice combination landed by Velickovic.
Nice counter punch by Velickovic.
And that's what you want to do when a guy switches leads, switches stances. You want to jump on him right away because his defense on his weak side is not going to be as strong as his defense on his regular side.
Seeing the level change, faking the shot, and then coming up and trying to throw combinations off of that by Velickovic.
Nice exchange of body kicks again there. Interrupts the combination with a sharp jab, does Velickovic.
There's a single by Ferreira.
Nice movement there by Ferreira. Dumps Velickovic to his back.
That was really easy, almost too easy.
Captured that leg, ran the pipe, put Velickovic right on his backside.
Velickovic turning for an armbar here, but a big hammer fist is what he gets for it.
He's got to go to a butterfly guard. This closed guard is not a way to get up in mixed martial arts in 2019. You're stuck on your back.
Got to put those heels on his hips, create space, make Ferreira chase him, create a scramble, and hope to get up out of that scramble.
Or in this
Looks to sit over maybe.
Yeah, right in this position, he's got to take that left foot, bring that to the inside, and use that left shin across Ferreira's belt line to make some space. Push on his head, take that left hand, push on Ferreira's head. Ferreira has that wrist trapped again. So what does he need to do? He needs to punch that arm straight out, extend his grip.
Bojan Velickovic looking for this Kimura here, maybe.
The Kimura probably to use that as an opportunity to sweep if you can get it extended.
There it is, looking for it.
Hey, you need to attach this to it.
Great response there by Ferreira to stay on top. Bojan Velickovic's corner calling for the stand-up. They don't want him to work from his back here. His palm strikes are not paying enough dividend.
Feet on the hips. Feet on the hips.
What I'd like to see Ferreira do is force a half guard right here. Push down on one of those legs, kick the same side leg back, step over into the half guard position.
Ferreira's got the fence to his advantage right there. Stack Velickovic into the fence, posture up, and find a way to land some bigger shots.
And now he'll attempt to jump on the back of Bojan Velickovic. We saw one fight at welterweight end this way earlier.
He's too high. He's going to lose the position.
Velickovic stands up. Can he work his back off the cage here with that underhook?
And he does, circles that underhook, puts Ferreira on the cage. Velickovic doing a nice job.
Left side is on Gavin's side. Dirty boxing. Knees.
High single now. High single attempt by Velickovic.
He doesn't have any pressure on the hip.
He's got to make Ferreira move his feet.
We're going to dump him and then we're going to do some damage. Let's go. Good. All right. Recycle that.
Bojan
Double
Velickovic.
unders.
Double underhooks.
And content to fight here against the cage. Yves, is this the right approach? And maybe you've lost the first half of the round.
I don't think he should stay in this position, but with these double underhooks, what I would recommend he does is pull Ferreira off of that fence, hit an inside trip, keep that head on the same side, and run to the top position. But he gives up the double unders.
Excellent movement there by Ferreira to force Bojan Velickovic's head back into the cage and buy himself some space. Nice right hand land. Switch foot there.
That was nice, but he's got to put some consistent offense together.
There's a
Nice
nice
shot.
double.
Excellent shot attempt.
Went reverse
Great response.
Ferreira.
Good
Great.
hips.
Great movement, great hip turn, and Ferreira finds himself back on top.
What Ferreira needs to do is press his hips to the mat. He's getting his hips up too high, and he's letting Velickovic reset his own hips, and now he's able more so to defend again from the bottom position. If he fights those hips and just collapse on one of those legs, Velickovic is going to be in a lot more trouble.
Great job posturing up, getting his cup kind of north on Bojan Velickovic there.
That's bringing the hips and putting that pressure on.
Hold the cage.
Nice work by Ferreira there.
And he's again on
Needs
the
to
back.
explode. Velickovic needs to
that weight on
explode
his
up. Get some hand control and explode to his feet here.
That's an elbow from the bottom there, Bojan Velickovic. Got to remember, no elbows allowed in PFL. We'll be back for round 3 in a moment.
Right.
Tough fight so far between Serbian Steel and the Crazy Boy. Here's round 1. You know, Bojan Velickovic felt like it was an eye poke. He asked the referee for a little bit of help, but on that replay, Randy,
It was a close fist.
it's a close fist. Sometimes the edge of the glove catches you.
The pinky, the glove of the pinky
Skills,
finger
seconds
went
out.
in his eye, but it wasn't a a full-on poke in the eye with the fingertip.
That was a big moment in the fight there. Handesson Ferreira, after some nice back and forth, catches a kick and chops the base leg out on Bojan Velickovic. Finished the round on top.
Nice double by Velickovic. Ferreira does a nice job of turning the tables and coming out on top.
Big head kick attempt.
2 rounds to 0 for Ferreira.
He's looked good so far. Game performance by Bojan Velickovic, but it's been Ferreira just slightly ahead, I think. Big double leg attempt there.
Transition.
Nope, guillotine a choke. Nope, Ferreira gets his head out.
And he kind of gave up that takedown because he was chasing that guillotine. Fight the takedown first, and if that guillotine falls into your lap, take it.
That was a nice shot by Ferreira, and he kept his feet moving and followed through. There's a nice scramble by Velickovic.
Excellent urgency on the scramble here because he needed to get back up, and once again he forces Ferreira against the cage.
Can't afford to spend a minute or 2 minutes in this round on his back, and probably losing 2 rounds to 0 at this point.
He also can't afford to spend a lot of time just holding on. He's got to attack.
Tries to drag Ferreira down, but Ferreira scrambles back to his feet.
Tries to sweep.
Good job by Ferreira, pummeling those hands, getting back to position, turning Velickovic's back onto the fence.
Randy, head position so crucial here against the cage.
Absolutely. And a lot of guys don't understand that. Double unhooks again by Velickovic. In on the double now, trying to pull Ferreira's feet out from under him.
Great job by Ferreira, not letting Velickovic close his hands against the cage here and finish a takedown. He himself grabs a single leg, abandons that in favor of some strikes. Nice hook there. Fatigue setting in a little bit, but Ferreira rips a couple into the face of Bojan Velickovic, and they settle in against the cage again. Right down to his face, Ferreira drags Bojan Velickovic down.
Legs in.
Immediately to...
He's looking for a head and arm. He's going to take that right leg out. He's got to escape that right leg.
Got to settle. His hips are too high still.
Eve, how does he finish this here?
He's got to escape that right leg. So what he should do is Ferreira needed to take that left foot out to clear and put the pressure on that choke that he needed. Velickovic did a great job in getting that arm back.
Halfway through round number 3, Handesson Ferreira on top of Bojan Velickovic. And you can see in the Cageonomics numbers there an advantage to Ferreira in pretty much every category, including, if we scored it that way, riding time.
Ferreira has a really good position with that left side underhook. He should go back to a head and arm tie-up. And he could keep fishing that arm, keep swimming his left arm higher to get Velickovic's right arm across his face and go back to that same choke.
Inside of 2 minutes here in round number 3. Remember, 4 points if you get a finish here, 3 if you just secure the decision victory. Velickovic looking to grab an up kick maybe. Back to his feet. Velickovic's corner calling for effort here. Fatigue setting in here in the 3rd round. Nice movement there by Ferreira behind the punch to grab the leg. Can't finish the takedown yet.
Ferreira's showing us the patience that he says he's picked up, but he's also showing consistency with his technique.
Come on, buddy. Let's go.
Keeping the pressure on, looking for openings.
Nice change of direction by Ferreira.
Great work on the takedown here. Velickovic's hands still posted, and now Handesson finishes.
I need you right shin to the wall. Right shin to the wall. Go. Right shin to the wall.
In your bottom right corner, there's the current welterweight standings. One of these 2 gentlemen will find some points for himself when this bout is over. Well, another tough one for Bojan Velickovic, and a nice performance by Handesson Ferreira.
Randy, would you score any of those rounds 10-8?
No, I don't think any of those rounds were 10-8. I don't think we're anywhere in a position where Velickovic might have been finished, which I think would have constituted a 10-8 round. I think they were all 3 10-9 rounds. Solid performance by Ferreira.
Solid 10-9s also. He dominated the rounds. It was obvious who won them.
Handesson Ferreira right there, feeling confident that he did enough to get this victory. Here's some replays from round 3. A step back and a nice double leg takedown. Velickovic attempts the guillotine. It's just not there.
A little hip toss. He whipped him over with those hips. Stepped in front.
Right here's the opportunity he had for that head and arm. Should have Velickovic defended well, but Ferreira should have worked on keeping that arm trapped, working to free that leg so he could apply the pressure, get himself the bonus points he can use.
It's been interesting, guys. We know that points are at a premium here in PFL Season 2, right? We've got some grinding performances. This one between Ferreira and Bojan Velickovic, you see, goes all 3 rounds. It's those 5 takedowns that I think were really the big difference for Handesson Ferreira. We've seen a couple of women's lightweights as well with grinding out those 3-point victories. It's important to get victories, but those first round, second round, even third round finishes can sometimes be the advantage and the difference between you getting into the playoffs or not. We saw that play out in Season 1.
It's an earmark of the matchups. These are solid matchups. There's no blowouts. There's no one guy that much better than the other, and that makes it tough. Got to grind it out.
Lillian Garcia will tell us how the judges saw it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored the bout 30-27. For your winner by unanimous decision, earning 3 points in the welterweight division, Handesson Ferreira!
Strong performance by Handesson Ferreira. More when we come back on ESPN Plus.
Yeah. Get ready. Listen. What you wanna do? If you don't strike first, that's when they gon' come at you. Yeah. And you know it's true. Don't let your life get worse. Being timid, that ain't cool. Nah, you gotta wake up, grab your crew.